Okay, watch on.
So then, buckle up. We are set to go at the start of the final game in the Guinness Six Nations for 2021. We've had a roller coaster ride through the tournament so far. Here's hoping for an absolute cracker at the stand on this final Friday evening of the competition. And it's France playing in the white shirts this evening.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Dupont will feed the scrum. And the French get a bit of a squeeze on, and it's there for Aldrit, and they have advantage, so they have a free play. And crossfield, well, in behind it goes rather than crossfield, and not particularly well executed, so back will go. No advantage accruing, so the penalty to France. And don't take your eyes off this, because it could happen quickly.
Charles, il y a un penalty là pour le mêlée, ou il y a là pour au jour.
Worrying for Scotland, but a great dominant scrum for France first up. Cyril Bay in the French press this week, he's talked long and hard about how much he respects this French pack, but that is one up to France. That was a great platform generated, 3 points won by the French front row.
It's all good.
To the line out, and clean ball will mean a maul and another go at that French line. Again, it's to the front, and it's to Gilchrist. And Turner has it at the back, and that's better organisation from Scotland, and they're marching towards the French line. Ali Price encourages them on. Turner a metre short. Hamish Watson, they try to shove him over, and he's just repelled at the final moment. Still they go. Wayne Barnes has a close look, and Barnes awards the try. Scotland have done it.
Just got driven.
Is it Van der Merwe who came in?
It didn't go again. Not a problem. No, not a problem for me.
Scotland have scored the try.
And the line out into the stand in the first row, but they've let them set up, they've let them get going. Scotland given the chance to build that maul, get go forward, and ultimately what a wonderful start in the game for Scotland. Duhan Van der Merwe burying over.
And Finn Russell adds the extra 2 to Warren Gatland and the Lions selectors. Kicking behind is just going to hold up awkwardly. And Ntamak dealt with it, but you could see the slippy ball, and there were 3 Scottish defenders there as the pass from Ntamak was just sort of nonchalantly thrown across the line to Doolan, who got himself into all sorts of trouble, and that is a big one for Scotland and for Ritchie.
Thank you.
This to give Scotland a 7-point lead, which he does after 18.5 minutes. It's France 3, Scotland 10. Miles.
Thank you.
That was Marchand, and it was off the foot, says the referee. There's a big kick. That's a huge kick. Oh! Well, they say there's no beauty in kicking. I'll give you Exhibit A, because that was right out of the top drawer, under pressure, and Scotland pin France back inside their own 22.
A clear difference in strategy, but almost carbon copy to Wales in the first half they came with last week, forcing France to play out their third and their half and trying to pressurise them. That's exactly what Scotland have done in this first half.
Not the beautiful jouet we saw last week. They're grinding this one out in an attempt to get a try. But again, Scotland's scrum, hold on and hold on tight. Aldrit comes around. Dupont, the pass out wide. They're going to get back in, and it's there for Doolan. They're in. Penaud drew the defender. Doolan on hand. And France have their first try of the evening, and they hit the front after nearly 36 minutes. Eventually some reward for all the pressure.
And then very simple play, 8-9 play, the ball goes over the top, and that tackle simply has to be made. Decent footwork by Penaud to slip out from Van der Merwe.
Difficult kick for Ntamak, but he's done it so well. What a kick.
Okay, but we've got 15 off feet. Okay, he's putting himself wrong side, he's putting himself too low. They're on a warning, he goes to the bit. Yeah. Stuart.
Well, Scotland, as the clock ticks to 40, are going to be down to 14. It's Stuart Hogg who goes.
Yeah.
Scotland's captain goes to the bin, and Scotland are going to play the next 10 minutes
Hands down, please.
down to 14. Box kick comes high into the sky, maybe a little further than he would have liked, and Dulac had the ability to call the mark, and off he goes to the races. Dulac pops the ball off, Intimac on his shoulder, passes stick on this occasion for France. Dupont wants it, Dupont has it. Vakatawa has a little look at Watson. Oh, what an offload. Benno over the top, Benno goes after it. What way is the ball going to bounce? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It's not a try.
Stand and applaud if you're at home, because that was magnificent.
And he makes it look so easy. The bust, ball into one hand, the offload. Damien Penaud does really well to control that ball with his feet, and it looks like the grounding is good.
Here we go, Bonzi. Here's your best angle.
So we're just seeing if he gets the ball. He's got control of the ball all the way around.
Yeah, the grounding is good, yeah.
That is terrific. Fagerson. Hamish Watson.
Advantage, offside.
Advantage now to Scotland. They have a free play. Ali Price has a look to see what's on. Options both ways. He's going to go the narrower of the two sides. Dinkin behind by Finn Russell, and it's just Darcy Graham couldn't get there. But we'll go back for the penalty. But better from Scotland in this second half. And Scotland have decided that they'll take the 3 on offer. And I'm sure there are Welsh supporters everywhere saying, good decision, 3 more points on the board. And after 53 minutes, it's France 18, Scotland 13. Nice variation from Scotland, really good. Cherry is in, but is it good? The TMO will decide. The French stopped and looked at each other. Cherry said, I'll take it, and we'll talk about it afterwards. But has the substitute, Hooker, had the impact?
The grounding is a try. What we're checking is whether the ball has been knocked up in the lead up to the try. Okay. Obviously, from the line out, the maul is over because it's passed from one pod to the other, so that line out's over. So anyone can come from anywhere. But it's whether there is a knock-on in that, mate. That's what we're looking for.
Okay, mate. So on field is try for the grounding. We're just checking how that ball came loose to the back of that.
Smart shift drive by Scotland. You can see Hamish Watson trying to get in and be the ball carrier. There's no offside at this stage because it's a secondary maul. Does the ball. That looks like it's been ripped by a French player, and therefore it is play on. Dave Cherry's the first man to react, who leaps over, and it looks like he's dotted down.
Okay, so this is probably your best angle.
Okay, so we've got a French player.
It looks like Swan Robage has come through. He's the man that's ripped the ball. Therefore, there's no knock-on from Scotland. Play on. Dave Cherry, the first man to react.
That's the important question, because if he rips it back,
and he dives over.
It's not a knock-on.
Okay, so here you can see that the French player's hand comes on. He rips that backwards out of Scotland's control. Yeah. It then hits a Scottish player on the ground. Yeah. And then it is picked up there by 16.
Yeah, so, and 16 gathers it and then scores a try.
You were just going to double check that last pickup just to be sure. Just bear with us 1 second, please.
Yeah, of course, yeah, that's all fine.
Well, TMO Tom Foley right.
Here we go.
There we are. Let's just sort that through again. So 19, or no, it's not 19 actually. It's the second row puts his hand on the ball, deliberately plays that back, so that is not a knock-on.
Correct. It is ripped backwards there by France into a Scotland player. It bounces off Scotland player on the floor. Goes backwards, so there's no accidental offside. Then it is picked up by 16, and the grounding is good. Yep.
Okay, so we award the try.
Correct.
And the try is awarded. So Russell with the opportunity to give Scotland the lead, and he's nailed it, and Scotland lead it by 2. 61.5 minutes gone. France 18, Scotland 20. Camille Chat. Rebage screams to say the legs were taken from under him, but it's still there for France. Away comes Gross, and Scotland are back in defensive line once more. The runners will be sent time after time. Advantage being played to France again. They're on the brink of a third try. Rebage! Over they go! Soit Rebage, the Toulon second row, gets the try. It's a third try in the evening for France. Oh, we're in for some final 15 minutes.
And again, we're reaching the same stage we got to last week.
Ali Price, Finn Russell, just producing the full bag of tricks now. Price, Russell tries to find his own way to the line. 2 meters short, and the penalty goes to France.
Yeah. Okay, we've got holding on. Yeah, I don't need it.
I think we're going to have the television match official here.
A potential fend or an illegal action, so it's blue 10. We'll decide this. Yeah. So we want to look at this officially because my gut feeling is it's not braced against the body. The arm is away from the body, and that's what we need to look at, please.
This is a massive
arm is away.
Just
have a look here, Barnesy.
With the arm up and into the neck.
So it is. So the decision we've got to make is it foul play? First decision is yes, that is, because the arm is away from the body. So
agreed,
then it's just about contact point, isn't it? And the contact point on first view looks direct to the throat. So let's look at that, please, because that'll make our decision on what the sanction is.
Okay, so we're just going to try and freeze it at the contact point, Barnesy.
So the ball carrying arm, obviously,
okay,
not relevant.
We're going to freeze the contact point here, Barnesy.
Okay, and where are we seeing the contact point, Tom?
That is neck area, Barnesy.
So it's direct to the neck area.
Yeah, for me, we'll just have one more look. Just bear with me, please.
It depends where you draw the line, because you could argue the elbow is closer to the shoulder
just to
than
be sure.
the neck, but
okay,
the forearm.
that's all I want to know. I just need to know if it's direct to the neck. If it's direct to the neck, because it looks like the forearm is direct to the neck, even though a bit of the elbow might be on the shoulder, but the forearm looks direct to the neck.
Yeah, so we're just going to freeze it again.
Okay.
So you can see there that there is contact with the neck, primarily with the forearm, with his left forearm.
So it's left forearm, direct to the neck. That's high degree of danger. There's no mitigation because it's an illegal action throughout.
Agreed.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Finn Russell is going to get a red card, has got a red card. With one man less in that back line, Scotland. And the back line aren't going to be in a hurry to see this ball. Scotland.
Get out.
Well, that is really, really silly from Teo Fifanoa. He's just given away a cheap penalty. We'll go back for that if necessary. Hastings. Well, you could see it. We go back. Like he was told clearly
really
to
dull.
Get back.
Really dull. And you could see there was clear communication between Wayne Barnes and the three people that were in illegally at the side.
Penalty.
Rebage gets out of there. Needed to. Penalty would have come otherwise. Price can see the ball. Do they continue down the narrow side? They do. Hamish Watson tries to squirt his way out of that tackle. And France have it. France have it. And that is surely that. Oh, it's never surely that. It's another penalty, and it's another opportunity for Scotland. Into contact once more. Ali Price has a little look both sides. Call comes and Hamish Watson is the one. That could have been called high, but it's still there for Scotland. Wilson was the one to carry, now it's Kebbell. And he pumps the legs, and they're only 5 meters away now, Scotland. Van der Merwe, no one outside him, has to go to ground. Ritchie. Cherry does the clean out work. Price to Fagerson, who comes back inside once more. Cavalry arrives to protect the ball. Hastings almost away. Needs support, has support. Price. Cherry. On they come. It's been gritty, it's been determined. And they still have the opportunity to do what few believed they could. 3 points down. Dying embers of the game. Have they got that moment of magic? Phase after phase, and France somehow continue to hold firm. Kebble goes to ground. Players are out on their feet. Scotland need one more moment of magic. Ryan Wilson. France have players over the ball, but they're off their feet. Price screams at Cherry to get there and then goes the other way. Hogg, no room, but still finds a way to 3 meters short. Price. Craig. Price once more. Guts, effort, almost. Watson, Cherry. France keep making the tackles. Gilchrist just repels. What an effort. 18 phases. It's a game you just don't want to end. Scotland continue. They're a metre short now. Price. Hastings. They're going to do it, are they? Van der Merwe. Yes! What a game. What a finish. And what a moment for Scotland. And Hastings will look to add the final 2. And this one creeps home. It does indeed. 3 tries apiece on the night, but the spoils go to Scotland and they celebrate like they've won the championship. But of course, that championship has gone to Wales. Wales are the Guinness Six Nations champions for 2021. Scotland finish with a flourish, and for